So when you broke into the industry, how did you compete at first? Because I want to kind of think about this, right? Young, you're in there, you got it. How did you compete, and what lessons did you take away from your experiences?
I kind of cheated a little bit. And I know it's probably not the answer everybody wants, but realistically, the automotive industry was so far behind on technology that any kind of opportunity was ripe for the picking. So focusing on that specific vertical of automotive, secondly, focusing on how to solve real problems that were happening in the industry, that's what really broke us in because you had organizations that don't understand automotive that were trying to come in with solutions and they just didn't apply it. They didn't fit. Almost had to be very custom every single time. We had this joke one time that we said there was once where two dealerships sold the same products in the finance department. And that's a true statement. Like every single one of those auto dealerships is a separate small business and they all do things differently. So in being an automotive and understanding technology, we were able to compete because we understood what the client was needing, not just providing some off-the-shelf product specific to their vertical.
Okay. And this is because you were kind of in the industry. You really could kind of see it a little bit differently, right? And that was probably like you probably thought about a couple of different industries, right? When you're getting into IT, I think we all kind of like, oh, shotgun approach or what are we doing just to get some clients in? But you already knew and you knew some of the problems, so that's kind of where you gravitated towards. You'd agree with that, right?
I would certainly agree with it. Mostly, the mentors that I have that have been in my life that have thrown their arms around my shoulder, some of them I've even seen jump onto this call, and I'm just blessed and grateful that they've been in my lives. One of them was a Lexus dealer in Southern California. And when Lexus came out, you remember Toyota, you'd go buy a Toyota and they'd sell you everything in the sun in the finance department. They'd sell you a warranty, they'd sell you etch for the glass, they'd sell you paint sealant, they'd sell you tire for the air for the tires if they ever go low. Like everything under the sun would be sold in finance. And when Lexus came out, the Lexus came with everything. There's nothing to sell you. You just bought this car that was fully equipped, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the owner of this Lexus store said, "Hey, Kev, I have a problem in my finance department. We don't have products to sell. I want you to sit with Larry for a week and listen and watch what happens in the finance department. We need to come up with something. I've got to pay these people something. And it's a cost center for me." So bringing it long story short, when I sat with Larry for a week, we watched customers come in and out of that finance department every day, buying new cars and trading in their previous vehicle. And this dealer had asked me, he says, there's got to be something we can sell. There was one common thing we had with every single Lexus owner that walked in. They had garage door openers in their previous vehicle, and they brought them into their new vehicle. And I know this sounds silly, but the truth is that garage door opener was the biggest sale item that we had for 5 straight years. Lexus dealers across the nation listened to this one concept, and that was we built a recorder, a digital to audio recorder that took the garage door opener signal from the actual remote, programmed it into a device, installed it into the Lexus, and made it so that it would only work when the vehicle's ignition was on. And that sounds like, oh, a neat IT thing. The reality of it was when the customer was sitting across Larry in the finance department and had those garage door openers, and we printed out their vehicle registration, and we walked them out to go move the stuff from their old vehicle to their new vehicle, we realized that the customer's home address was sitting on that registration that we just printed. And the key to their front door was literally hanging on the sun visor of their Lexus. And customers got scared when we pointed that out because all we had to do was break a window, grab that garage door remote, look on the registration, and you could literally walk into somebody's house. So fear selling on accident actually started selling products in there. And we sold usually 2 installations per vehicle sold because the owner of the new Lexus who wanted that feature in their car wanted it on their other vehicle as well, even if it was a non-Lexus vehicle. We did that all throughout the country. So, understanding the industry, absolutely understanding a need, and then implementing on it was the way that we made that happen. Now, that wasn't AI 20 years ago, but we've done the same exact principle multiple times since then. And you've got a slide to show some of those products that we've done that with.